It's Transforce96 here, another video review. This time we have from Marvel Legends, the Civil War series, a Walmart exclusive Winter Soldier figure. So this figure, as well as its accompanying piece being Falcon, have just started to hit stores. I noticed about 2 days ago a lot of people starting to post them on eBay. So yesterday I decided to go on the hunt for them. Went to 3 Walmarts and was able to find them at the last Walmart. They were over the Star Wars toys on the very top shelf. I had to use a toy lightsaber to knock them down, and they only had one of each, so you might actually have to do some looking around to find them if you do go hunting. But yeah, so definitely, check the top shelves and stuff if you're looking for these guys. Let's get started on the review. First of all, the package is the same. These are just exclusive figures. They don't have a Build-A-Figure, and there's just 2 of them. The Walmart exclusive sticker, I think, looks really bad. It's a really bad sticker. It's not put on very nice, and it's very weird that they, shouldn't Walmart be at the top and then it has the 2 exclusives? It's strange that they have an exclusive in one language, then Walmart sandwiched in between the other exclusive. Very strange label. I absolutely hate it. So if you want to keep this mint, this Walmart sticker is not going to look too good. But they are done in the blue style packaging that we really get for the Captain America figures. Nice artwork of the character on the side, and then a very close-up picture of the figure on the back. So let's go over the figure. So this was the one that I was definitely not as looking forward to of the 2. This one, I for a long time I wasn't sure if I was even going to get it. But right before I started to go hunting, for them, I was like, it's now or never. I got to figure out if I'm going to buy him, if I end up finding him. And I did see that the torso was new, and that kind of sold me on it because I do have the original Winter Soldier. So the more newer stuff about this one, the more justification I have to purchase it, basically. But let's go over the figure. So first of all, starting off, he's basically a repaint in a lot of areas, except, like I said, he has a new torso and new head. The new head is actually really quite good. The eyes are interesting. Like, this eye seems to be painted pretty perfect, I would say. This other eye is painted kind of strange, but it doesn't even look too bad, which is kind of weird. I don't know, like the eyes, especially this eye on this side, has a strange look to it, yet it doesn't seem to hinder the actual look of the overall face sculpt, which is kind of interesting. But overall, I do like the face sculpt. I think for this scale and for this price and just for it being Hasbro, I think that this is a really good head sculpt, surprisingly. So I am quite happy about that. It's painted well, too. You've got kind of like a 5 o'clock shadow going on at the bottom of his face, which I think is really natural and looks good. The hair, I love the way they sculpted on this side, how it's kind of pulling down towards his face, yet it's kind of being brushed out of the way. It's pretty perfect to what we see in the actual movie. And then the paint on the hair is really good. Hopefully it comes across. Yeah, but it's a black hair sculpt with brown highlights in it, which give it that extra little dimension and makes it look quite good. I actually like this head sculpt quite a bit. It's much better than the original one. Here's the original one. As you can see, just the sculpt itself is much better. It really is. And then obviously the original one has the black eyeshadow type of effect, so it doesn't fit in with his Civil War appearance, and his hair is just straight up brown, which I much prefer this black with some brown in it. So overall, the new head sculpt is a ton better. Luckily, if you have the other Winter Soldier, you can just change out his head with the mask on, so you'll still be able to have him with a different look, basically. His torso is all new. As you can see, the torso from the original movie has that vest pattern, lots of good detail in there. However, I do like this a lot better, and I like the fact that it's like a dark charcoal gray instead of the brown. I see the Winter Soldier in more of this type of coloring, which I think the other one got wrong with the brown. That's really not what he was wearing, so I do like this coloring a lot better. Looks good. He does have a holster with a gun that is non-removable, and that holster, although it does seem like it's in a place where it will probably affect the ab crunch, it really doesn't, which is very nice. The zipper is sculpted well, and then the arm is exactly the same as the first one. He doesn't have those bullets painted, because I don't think that he had those bullets on his costume in the second movie. I'm pretty sure he didn't, so I don't think that arm is completely accurate. It's just kind of them trying to save money. However, still looks pretty decent. I do like the black strap. straps and the back piece, it's a very glossy black. It makes him stand out a bit, which is kind of cool. The arm is exactly the same, but I do like the star is now outlined in black. I think that that is a much better thing to do, and it looks like it's a bigger star too, so it's much more prominent on this one, which I do like a lot. And then the painting is pretty nice. It's a pretty decent silver with a wash in it, especially in that shoulder area, so gives it a bit of an extra look. He has two hands meant for holding weapons. I would really like this to be a fist. I think that most of the time, and especially in the winter or in Civil War, he didn't use that many guns. You know, in the Winter Soldier, he was mainly using guns, so I understood it. But for the Civil War, I would have much preferred a fist here. He usually punches with this hand and everything. You could recreate that Spider-Man scene with him. So I would have loved for that to be a fist. Very disappointing that it isn't. The legs, and I believe that this lower torso piece, let me check. I'm doing a little comparison here. Yeah, that seems to be exactly the same as well. So this is all just reused from the Winter Soldier version. But there's a lot of good detail in there. I mean, these were some pretty nice sculpted legs. I think that they might be a tad too thin. At least they kind of they thin out towards the knees. I wish that it was a bit bulkier by the knees, basically. Then the boots look quite nice as well. Articulation on him is pretty decent. He's got a ball-jointed head on a hinge, so he can look down and up quite far, side to side, of course. His ball hinge shoulders with a bicep swivel, double hinge elbows, hinge swivel wrists. Then he has an ab crunch, which goes forward very far, and it goes back a little bit, not too much. Then he has a swivel at the waist, ball jointed hips with a thigh swivel, double hinge knees, and hinge pivoting ankles. One thing I do like about this figure a lot better is this ab crunch, where you can crunch it forward and back. The original version was very annoying in the fact that, let me get him standing. The original version was very annoying in the fact that it was either like this, where he kind of had an arch back, but, you know, was mainly straight, or just the next click forward, he was completely crouched down. So there wasn't a perfect in-between type of scenario, but with this one, you can get it in a nice in-between space. The accessories that he comes with two. He comes with a knife, which, as you can see, looks pretty decent. There's some you know, fair amount of detailing in there. I like the fact that the handle is a different color. That's something that they don't do often. Usually, just when they do a weapon like this, it would just be all one color. So I am happy that it is two different colors. Although the blade being black, you know, it doesn't. I would have preferred the handle to be black and then the blade to be silver. I think that would have looked a lot better, and it would have matched his color scheme better as well. But overall, that is nice. I don't remember him using a knife at all in the in Civil War. You know, I've seen the movie quite a few times, but just trying to think about it myself, I don't think he ever used a knife. So, you know, I don't think that this accessory is very necessary, and it's just another reason why I would prefer them to not give us a knife and give us a fist for the metal arm. I think that would have been much better. He obviously did use a knife in the Winter Soldier, though, so that works. He has a gun in the same type of color scheme. Again, I think it would have just been cooler with the black bottom and then the silver at the top. He can hold it pretty nicely. As you can see, it's a decent fit, and looks pretty decent with them. But these weapons, I don't think that he ever used a pistol in the Winter Soldier either, or in Civil War either. So again, I don't see the need for these accessories. I would have much preferred just basically no accessories with a fist for a hand, or the rifle that he has at the end of the movie when it's just him, Captain America, and Iron Man. So these accessories, it's nice to have them, but they're really unnecessary, and they don't match for the movie. If you have the original Winter Soldier, is this one worth it? This is definitely a superior version. They definitely did improve upon it. I like the colors more. I like the head sculpt just a ton more. And overall, I think that it is a better version. But it's not a ton different from the original Winter Soldier. If you just want Winter Soldier in your collection because he's a member of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and you know that's all you want him for, then I would say you don't need to buy this one if you have the original one. But if you are a personal fan of Bucky, then this is definitely going to be the one for you to get, and I would recommend it on that bearings then. So yeah, overall, really nice figure. You know, I was going back and forth about it, and I'm really glad that I personally picked it up because he does look a lot better with the team being in this color scheme and with that much better head sculpt. So there you go. That's my review of the Marvel Legends Walmart exclusive Civil War Winter Soldier / Bucky figure. Let me know what you guys think of this figure, and thanks so much for watching.